All right, let's get started. What is our goal today? Our goal is to create a portrait in about 45 minutes, a full proportionate portrait. So that's kind of a good challenge. I don't know if you are beginners, guys, but it's a good agenda for 45 minutes. But I'm pretty sure we'll have something great. In the middle of the workshop, we'll take a little break. If you wish, I will tell you what is my secret about learning art. Are you curious to know this secret, guys? Let me know if you want to know this secret. If some people want to know it, I will tell it in 20 minutes. But if no one wants to know my secret about learning art the right way and efficiently, I will not tell it in 20 minutes. So just let me know if you're curious, guys, to know that. So I have Linda from Florida. Nice to see you, Linda. Nadia from, Quebec. Carry on. Yes, they want to know. All right. That's a great thing. So I'm going to share my screen. Just let me a second. So you can see me a little bit. Here we are. I hope you see my beautiful picture. Well, first, before we get started, I'd like to introduce myself just a little bit so you know who you're talking to. My name is Florence. I'm an artist. I'm from Canada. I speak French, but I do speak English also with a cute accent. I know it. I hope people in British Columbia and Saskatchewan, you understand me well, even though I have my cute, charming French accent. You let me know. We all speak this way in Quebec. This is just the way we do it. So I'm Canadian. I love art. I'm a teacher, and I was not always an art teacher. I actually started my career. Can you guess how? I like you guys to guess how I started my career. I will tell you. I actually started my career as a mechanical engineer. Yes, you know those guys in the offices where they work with metal parts all the day, playing and designing satellites and stuff. Yes, I was that kind of guy. And finally, I've decided it was not for me. So actually, I was fired from one of my first engineering jobs. I asked myself, man, what do I really want to do in my life? And that's where I started to think, I'm a creative person. I want to do arts. And I've started my reflection, and I decided to start a business. Well, it didn't work. When you're young, you're having big dreams. So it didn't work on the first time. So I had to find another job so I could have a life. And I became a math teacher. And being a math teacher in Cégep, which is just before university, allows you to have your summers. So in the summer, I was working on my art, drawing, learning, being so passionate about it. And I've done it for a couple of years. And then I wonder, how could I do more? And that's when I've started to teach art and to go in conventions and events like Comic-Cons. Do you know about Comic-Cons, Guy? I hope you know about Comic-Cons. I'm a super geek person. Any other geeks here? I'd like to know. It's important you tell me, because if we are geek, we're in the same boat. So let me know if we have some people who like Comic-Cons here as well. And so I went to different Comic-Cons, Ottawa, Montreal. I went to Toronto just to see it, but not to participate. And that's how I've built all this art into my life. And now I'm teaching art. I'm also living my artistic life, and I'm also teaching at Cégep. So that's a good balance. And I hope today I can transmit to you my passion. I hope I can I can teach you something, and that you will learn something today. All right, so I see that there's a lot of people geek there as well. All right, that's a great thing. Okay, let me know. What would you like to draw today? A man, a woman? We can adapt this. I will just improvise on the spot. Our goal for today, I will just remove that and share actually my workspace right now. So let me change that to this. That's my desk. All right, so let's just put some light so you see what I'm doing. So you let me know, do you want to draw a male, a woman? Oh, it seems to be quite equal. No, I think women is winning right now. Child woman, do we have something else? Okay, female is winning. I'm sorry, guys. it's gonna be female winning. That's life. What can I say? So I'm gonna just make sure I have my paper here and that you see everything well. Is that okay? That's great. You see it? Oh, actually, I think I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger so you see clear. It's all a little bit about settings, so just let me 1 or 2 minutes so I get started the right way. Better now? You see it clearly, guys? This is my sheet of paper. So I hope it's all good for you guys. All right. So we draw without a reference, which is a challenge. It's true. However, it's going to allow you to actually focus on what is really important. And you'll see that with all the steps I'm going to provide, you'll be able to create something great. First, what will you need for today? Well, I'm going to use different pencils. You don't need a bunch of them. If you just have one, that's okay. It's an introductory workshop, so you don't need too many complicated things. But I do like to work with a mechanical pencil like this just to show, to have big lines. And for precision element, I'm using a very, very accurate mechanical pencil. And sometimes I'm using just traditional graphite pencil. You can use some HB, some B, 3B, 5B, depends. But as long as you have one, it's going to be fine. I'm going to use an eraser. I also have a pencil eraser. So this is really useful when you want to work accurately. And I'm having this kneaded eraser, which is great for some, just to remove a little bit of graphite. So guys, are you excited? Are you ready to start? You let me know. Is your workspace ready? You have your paper, you have your pencils. Oh, I have a ruler as well. I don't use it too much, but since we're starting today, I want to make sure we get the proportions right. So I will have the ruler just in case. Yes, it's working. Ready, ready, ready? All right. Guys, I'm telling you again, if at some point it freezes, you just have to refresh the screen, go out and come back. Sometimes it can happen. Joanne is nervous. That's okay, Joanne. No stress today. We're all a family from everywhere in our big country. So ready, let's get started. So we're going to draw a woman, apparently. That's okay. Women win. Girl power today. We're going to draw a girl facing us because it's as I told you, well, it's an introductory workshop. So we don't want to do something too complicated. So let's get started. I will show you the way I think, explain to you how I think, if possible. I just need one sheet of paper. No need for more than this. First thing, are you all able to make a circle? I hope. Okay, so I will create a circle when I'm just starting. Circle like this. It's actually a lot of light. Is it better this way? I think it's better this way. There were too many shadows otherwise. Okay, so I'm creating a nice round circle. If you're not good at circle, that's when you're going to take your ruler. Okay. So what I'm going to do actually is just to make sure that my circle is equal in both directions. So I do have about 12 centimeters because we are in centimeters in Canada. Or are you talking in inches in the rest of the Canada or in centimeters? And I'm going to have also like the middle part here, which is 6. I don't really use a ruler most of the time. You can basically just draw by hand. It's just to make sure today that we do something nice. And on the other side, I'm making sure I have 12 as well. Seems good. And now I'm going to draw a cross inside of my circle. Do you all guys have a circle done and a cross? You like inches? Old school guys. So inches, it's about 5 inches or 12 centimeters for your circle. Mine is not perfectly straight, but that's okay. So I can correct it a little bit, but it's just, those are just construction lines. They won't stay here for a long time. So it's okay. We're going to get rid of them soon enough. As long as you have a circle and a cross. Not yet. I know it's taking some time to watch a webinar plus doing it on the sheet. I'll do my best to let you catch up. But I must say that the pace in those introductory workshops sometimes is quite fast because we really want to wrap it up in about 40-45 minutes. And I think there's a lot of you guys who do some kind of painting. I saw that I've asked you some question about what you wanted to do. And some people, they told me they are doing acrylic paint, some of you drawing, but drawing is so complementary to painting, absolutely. It's like the basics. So when you get good at drawing, painting over it is much easier. So now that I'm done with it, I will draw a square that fits into the circle. Not too complicated, so I'm trying to create a square that is squared. Let's try not to make it too flat. You don't want it to be a rectangle. You want it to be a nice square as much as possible. Okay. And when you're done with that square, this will actually create all your basic proportions from it. So this size here, okay, this is my basic proportion. Thanks, Caroline Nance, for helping other people. It's as we said, if you're having trouble, if it's freezing, you just have to go out and come back or click reconnect. So you take this is a 1/3, and you're going to put this 1/3 down here and mark it. This is going to be your chin line. Okay, this is going to be your eyebrow line, eyebrow line, nose line, chin line, hairline. Okay, so that's how I construct the face in the beginning. Next thing, we're going to position the ears a little bit. So the ears are like circles or C's, just C's. You can just put them here in the lower quadrant of our square. And we're going to mark the middle of it with an X. So X is actually here. That's the middle of the ears. And we're now going to create a nice, smooth, curved line that goes from the cheekbone to the corner of the chin. All right. So I'm going for this nice, smooth line, curved, by the way, joining the corners of the chin. You're good, guys. I know I go at a good pace. It's good you're still following. So now that we have done this, we're going to work the next part in a minute. So while you're catching up, I'd like to know who from you did watch the videos I've sent to you. I've prepared this introductory series of 4 videos, which was telling you a little bit about my philosophy. So you know that being an artist allows you to think a lot. And I realized that there's a lot of advice about getting inspired or taking time, and that's important to mention it. So I have Tammy watched it. Jose watched it as well. Anybody else watch the videos? Muriel as well. Thanks, guys. Yes, and I think it's really important for you to watch them before, because you understand a little bit that art, it's not something that is given. It's something that you take for yourself, that you allow yourself to do, that you give permission to yourself to do. And when you allow art into your life, this is a conscious decision, then you can really integrate it into your life and start making it every day. So I have Karen who's agreeing. Nadia, not yet. You'll have a chance to watch them again. All right. So now that we have done this, we're going to start positioning other elements. So in the middle here, I'm going to create a nice ovale. It's going to be the position of the nose. At this point, I don't want to go into details. I just want to position. Okay? Then I'm going to cut down under the nose and the chin in two. It happens that it's quite close to the bottom of the circle we have drawn in the beginning. So just mark it with a little line. This is going to be just under the lower lip. Yes, Carmen, I'll have a replay of this workshop today. I'll try to send it to you a bit later today. Laurie, you'll be able to rewatch it another time at your own pace. On the replay, you'll be able to pause it and take notes as much as you want. That's the thing with the live video. I'm trying to have a good pace for everyone, but I know it's quite a good challenge. So now that we're done with it, with the lower lip, I'm going to cut again the bottom of the nose and the lip in two. So this is going to be the top of the lip. And again into middle line. Well, for the middle line, if you wish, you can extend it a little bit longer because you know the mouth is generally longer. It should not touch the lines we've drawn before. It should stop just before it, okay? And we'll be able to change the shape of the mouth a little bit later. But you see how we're starting to create a face now? Yes, Maura, I'm going to send it to all of you. No worries about the replay. All right. So next thing, we want to create a jawline. Since we have decided that it's a lady, well, we're going to make a jawline that is not too big. I mean, you need to have it kind of round like this. You don't want it to go outward. Okay, it would be too big for a lady. You don't want it to be too small, otherwise it's not human. So you just try to have something intermediate. So you have a good width, but it's not too big. I know it looks easy for me, but I've drawn this portrait like 10,000 times. So at the end, it's getting easier and easier the more you do it. You'll see that. Yeah, Joanne, it's in the beginning, it's kind of cartoony because I try to simplify with shapes that are very easy to understand, like geometric stuff, circles, line. And when you draw good contours that follow those proportions, the proportions will be realistic. And then only you can start adding realistic details as well. So the way we create eyes, nose, and mouth. And then you do the rendering. So that's kind of 3 parts. So we get that. Once we're done with it, well, it's time for us to work the top part of the face, which is a little bit harder because we do have the eyes, which is always very hard. So I'm going to start to divide my face following the size of the nose I've created in the beginning, okay? And I'll try to keep a similar size for the eyes here and there. All right. If you made a too small nose, you're going to have too small eyes. If it's the too wide nose, your eyes will be too wide. So what's important is that you get something that fits in the face. Okay, so make sure that there's a nice distance between the eyes, not too short, not too big, and that there's still a distance outside of it. Okay, so here we do have this distance. Seems okay. And this way we'll be able to create squares or position of the eyes. Carol, would this help draw from a photo? Yes and no. It helps because you need to learn about good proportion by observing. But learning how to create a face, you can also do it from just a structured learning, as I'm showing to you today. Kristen, hers looked like an alien. Give you some chance. Now, I'm going to divide the top line here in 3. Okay, so remember, we add this distance, and now I have 1, 2, 3. I just want to have the let's say the upper third, and this is going to be the part just under the eyes. Thanks, Joanne, who likes how I'm breaking things down. And then, again, I'm cutting this in 2. So those are actually rectangles where we'll be able to put the eyes. Carol, could you put the guidelines on a photo to copy? You can do that as a tool in the beginning, so you understand things. I wouldn't do that for too long, though. It's okay in the beginning just to try to being conscious about how it's formed, how it's placed. But at some point, you've got to understand them and know them. So you have to create without drawing on the reference. You can have the reference on the side if you wish. All right, guys, I think it's time for me to reveal my secret about learning. So it's going to let you time to finish that and catch up. Are you still curious to know about my secret about good learning in heart? I hope you are. So I'm just waiting for the comments to see if some of you are still curious. And then I'm going to reveal from my experience as a teacher how art can be learned the fast way or the good way. That's actually making a real difference. You'll see that. All right. So I see some yes. Jerry, Karen, of course. That's great. So there's 2 types of learnings. There's the self-taught learning, and there's the guided path learning. It's very good to be self-taught in a way because you're curious, you're searching by yourself, and you're experimenting. That's a good quality. But you have to be into an explorer mindset when you do that. For example, you're going to try something, it won't work, you will reach the dead end, and then, well, you'll be stuck. Most people, they don't react well when they are stuck. They feel discouraged, they feel frustrated, they feel that they don't have any more ideas how to learn, and they are just like feeling it's creating a bad loop, and they are just, oh, I cannot do it, I don't know how to do it, and they quit. Some people are able to do that and manage it, and they like to search and explore and find their own solution. So that's okay if you like it. But if you don't and you feel discouraged or frustrated, well, it's maybe you didn't try the right way to learn. Any of you already felt that they're trying, but it's just frustrating and it doesn't work? Let me know. So the other way of learning is actually the guided path. And what I'm calling a guided path is actually asking someone who knows. And that's great because today you have a teacher in front of you. So I can tell you a little bit what is the path. But basically, when you ask someone who knows, well, this person will tell you what is your next step. This person is breaking down everything in baby steps. So this way, you don't aim for the moon, you aim for the next step, which is just in front of you. So you put all your energy into something that is achievable and maybe challenging, but possible to do. And then you do it. And then you have another step and you can do it as well. So the difference between the 2 approaches is that when you're kind of an explorer and trying by yourself, you're sometimes trying to aim for too big at once. So you're just trying, failing. And then you feel bad, you feel discouraged. And sometimes you have 1 success. So it's like 9 failure out of 10. And then on the other side, when you go to follow the right steps and you go with baby steps, you go success, maybe challenging a little bit, another success, and then you reach a goal. So you kind of succeed 9 times out of 10. How would it feel? Okay. Let me know if you think like one or the other way is easier for you. I think like the guided path has the power to keep you motivated and breaking down things for you so you can understand and ingest them the right way. So let me know how you find a secret could help you learn a best way. And that's basically one of the biggest mistakes some of my students do. Sometimes they try to go too big, but if you go one thing at a time, well, it's helping a lot. So let's continue, and in a minute I will tell you, if you wish, what are the next steps to get better at portrait as well. So we were at the eyes, so we have created those squares where the eyes will go. Let's construct a little more around it. So we have the neck. Since we've decided we're going to make a lady, well, I'm just creating 2 lines here, not too big. If it's a guy, you can make a very big neck, but for a lady, it's generally a little smaller, like this. All right. Are you getting rain, man? You mean it's raining? Here it's still so warm and so blue sky today. Jessica is very positive and feel that she can do it. Yes. All right. So next thing, airline. So we all have different shapes. Sometimes it's a little more pointy here, so you can create this pointy airline there. And then you'll have something which is more progressive. And that's going to go here and reach the middle of the ears. Like that. Oh, by the way, we can really make it follow the side line of the square we've created before, because the air actually is going to have some volume outside of it. So that's okay if you create some volume here. All good? Let me know, guys, if that goes well for you. We're starting to have something that looks human. Well, hopefully, you too. We maybe have some aliens, but don't judge yourself too hard, please. When is the first time? We have to be patient and repeat a lot of time. All right, so when this is done, we're going to move on to creating an idea of some air. So be creative. Now it's your turn to shine. Find something that is nice for air. Well, it's a lady, so if you wish, you can have long hair, or I don't know, a ponytail or a bun or anything. Oh yes, a bun. It's a good idea. I'll make a bun. Okay, so I will just create some shapes. No, I think I've changed my mind. I want to do something else. I prefer long hair. So do like you wish, okay? So this is the separation. So I'm just going to create some volume that shows that hair is not too flat on the head. And I'm actually going to bring some hair strand here and there. So that's your time to be creative. Okay, and I'm going to make some kind of nice braids. I'm just inventing, so you do as well. Jeanette. Yes, Jeanette, you'll be able to see a replay later, but you're feel free to join and continue learning a little bit. I will do the same thing on the other side with another hair strand here. And I'm having fun now drawing the air. You decide to make it just as you wish, like this. And now it's going to be time to erase a little bit of the construction line so you kind of see a little bit better what you do, all right? So I'm still continuing adding some details to the air because I just want to make sure I have some nice shape. And I'm going to erase the construction lines inside of it so we see a little bit better what we're doing. And we're still not done with the face yet, but I want to have this done first. Is that okay for you guys? Hopefully. Jeanette is from BC. So it's much earlier for you, Jeanette. All right, once we're done with the hair, well, let's just detail a little more the ears. The ears are frontal, so they should be quite thin. So we've created circles, but I'm going to just have a shape that is a little bit smaller because they are kind of facing us. Yukta is in Ontario. Not too far from me, Yukta. I'm in Montreal right now. I do the same on the other side. Here we go. So now we have our ears. It's time to clean it up a little bit. Okay, so it's letting you time as well to catch up. And since I'm having air in front of the ears, well, we don't see everything from the ears because we do have some air in front of it. I'm going to do the same on the other side, just add some details here and there in front of the ears. And now we'll be ready to work on the face again. So at this point, we've started to position things so we can have a look at our drawing and wonder if that looks the right way. What I see first is that maybe I went a little hard on the jaw and that she's kind of like a good farmer girl, really strong. So maybe I will make her jaw a little finer, but it's up to you, okay? You decide what is your standard of beauty. It's as you wish. So I will just correct it a little bit and try to make the face a little finer. I'm gonna have the chin a little rounder. And those are like in process adjustment. You don't have to change it if you like the way it looks. But as we're going, we're sculpting our final result. So we have the chance to rework it and make it in a way that we're satisfied with it. So that's important, very important. So I made this a little smaller. Now we're gonna start with the nose. Nose is not too hard. Nose is actually 3 parts, okay? It's just round, one circle, another circle, and another circle. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a first circle here, make sure it's centered. I'm gonna have 2 other circles on the side, okay? And I'm gonna use my kneaded eraser to actually erase half of it. So I know you don't see much of it anymore, but that's okay. It's just guiding you to know where would be the position of the nostrils. So now I'm going to take my mechanical pencil, which is a 0.7, and in between the big circle and the small circles, I'm going to create the nostrils, which are like 2 little rounds like this. In the middle, I will draw a little line that shows the middle of the nose. And then for the bridge of the nose, okay, I'm going to show outside lines, okay? Not too round, just enough so they represent the shapes we've created before. It looks like this character will be quite young, maybe like a teenager or something. Then I will only like create another small line here on top just to show that this is the shape of the nose. And the nose is not much more complicated than this. Nadia, you'll have the chance to look at it another time at your own pace. We're trying to finish everything in about 45 minutes for today. So I know it's going quite fast for some of you, but you'll see that you'll be able to go at your own pace and rewatch it later. So once the nose is done, let's work the mouth. And since we all have our construction lines, I will just make some cleaning before, because I want to make sure that I see what I'm doing, because it's good to have the construction lines, but at some point, if we don't see anything anymore, really hard. Okay, so I'm erasing the surplus line. And I'm still going to use the same kneaded eraser so I can just make it a little paler and redraw over it. All good? We're going to detail this mouth or those lips. Well, it's nice to have like a nice shape. So I'm going to actually create a very flat V in the middle here. And then it's going down a little bit and up again in the corners. So up, down, and up. Okay, so I have a nice shape now. For the top of the lip, well, you can be creative as well. You can have a V that is very, very intense or not. You can make smaller lips. You decide. I will do something intermediate, so not too big. And you're just trying to reach the corners of the mouth with it. And actually, my line here is too thick, so I'm just going to draw it again. Very soft. For the contours of the mouth, you don't want a big black line. You want something very, very small and elegant. I have Rogol telling me too much what? I don't know. And for the lower lip, I'm just going to draw a nice curve that shows, where it would be. Like this. Is that okay for you guys? How is that going up to now? You let me know. I'll let you a couple of minutes to catch up. While I'm doing this, I will reveal the last part of the secret. I omitted a little bit earlier. Well, as I told you, my students, sometimes they try to go too fast. And I will ask you this question. If you were to build a house, would you buy the decoration first? Would you put all the paintings on the walls, buy all the furnitures before starting to build a floor? Obviously, you wouldn't. Okay, obviously, the first thing when you build a house is to have a plan, to create the foundations, the basement, and only then you're working on it. Okay, so it's the same thing with drawing. What we have done in the first part up to now is only about construction. We've positioned everything in the right place. And then only when everything is supposed to be at the right place, we do have little squares to position everything. Then we're going to start designing elements like the nose, the mouth, and the eyes. So that's the way you can learn drawing. You're breaking down in small pieces, starting by the beginning. For Tanina, quite well, didn't know I could do it. That's great. That's a great thing. All right, so let's continue with the eyes right now. Well, for the eyes, we have those squares, so they are already at the right place. Our goal now is to just define a nice eye shape. And it's not that easy, I know. So I will just show you the best I can. So I will create small little rounds in the corner. Okay, that represent, they must be symmetrical. Okay, make sure it's symmetrical. Okay, so normally the corner of the eye is quite in line with the side of the nose. So make sure it's okay. And then I'm going to just draw the other corner of the eyes. And for that, if you wish, you can absolutely take your ruler if you wish to make sure it's okay. So I have something like let's get like a 2 centimeters or 1 inch for both eyes. Okay, you want your 2 eyes to have the same size, otherwise it looks weird. And I'm going to just have fun drawing a nice almond shape. And try to be creative. There's so many types of eyes, so you can have fun, create a character who has a beautiful, beautiful eyes. And you can adjust the shape the way you prefer. Having symmetrical eyes is really hard, so it's just you do it, you try it until it gets in the right place. Here we go. Still in the mood, guys? Good. We're still a good number of people. You're good. You kept there. So we were about to finish the eyes. We had those nice almond shape, and now it's time to build the upper lid. So upper lid is here. I'm just following the same shape, and the upper lid can be a little bigger and reach almost, well, the places we've marked in the beginning for the size of the eyes, okay? So those are the eyes, okay? We'll need to position the eyebrows. It's gonna change a lot our drawing, but before we do that, I'm gonna start to remove some kind of construction lines. So now I see a little bit clearer what I'm doing. And a face without eyebrows is always super weird. We really have to draw them. Be original, like a lady will have nice curved eyebrows. So you can do that here. I'm just following like my intuition here. So normally eyebrows are starting a little more inside and they go up and down, okay? But you can change the shape if you prefer, like, you can even make some expression. Let's say I would like to have a character that is like, what's going on? You can like have fun with the eyebrows this way. It can be funnier. So if I do that, I will actually change the size, the side of the shape of the eye a little bit here. Okay, that's just an improvise now. So that's just for fun, okay? If you wish to do something different, something a little asymmetric. And then actually where the eyes will look will completely change the drawing. So we could have her watch like on the side. So let's draw the iris here. So she's a good teenager, if I understand correctly. She's a really, really good teenager. So you make sure like both of the iris will go in the same direction. I will also draw the pupils in the middle. So the pupils should be really centered. And then we can just make sure that it's not too bright. So I'm just adding a little bit of gradient or gray in the eyes. So it's looking great. All right. I still find she has kind of big cheeks. So I'm just going to adjust the shape of it a little bit here, making it a little smaller. And I will replace it with some kind of air. Anyway, so it's not too big. Here we go. So we're almost done for today, but we do still have some things to do. We can add a little bit of reflection in the eyes and put the eyelashes as well. So for that, well, I'm going to try first to remove just a little bit of the gray I've put in. So it looks like there's a reflection in the eye, okay? And then I'm going to make sure like the pupil is really dark in it, but that this reflection around is quite bright, okay? It's just showing there's some light reflecting. It gives some depth to your drawing. Yes, Mina, amazing how the person appears just by adding a line or just by adding a little something. For the eyelashes, well, it's an old topic. When I teach my courses, it's a full topic. Eyelashes is really hard, but you can just have fun for now, creating some of them here and there. For that, it kind of asks a lot of concentration. So just try to draw a couple of eyelashes. Some of eyelashes are facing. So just try to vary their angle and to create them this way if possible. It's making her look a little more feminine. And down there, I will also add a couple of eyelashes, but they go in the other direction. They go downward. I'll do the same on the other side. So adding some eyelashes as well. And now since the eye is in a different position, it's possible that the eyelashes as well, they go in a different position. Okay, so it's a little different for this side. I do the same for the bottom eyelashes. So we're having some. All right. It's hard for me to zoom because even if I zoom, like the resolution is maximal, Tammy, so it won't be better. It will be just blurry. You can put some extra details. For example, under the eyes, a lot of time we do have some kind of pouch or something, so you can just put a little bit of it here. And I don't like it because she looks a bit sad, so I'm just gonna change her face a little bit by actually taking one corner and redrawing it again a little higher. All right. So it's just a small trick I've decided I would input now because I prefer my character to be happy. So I'm just actually changing a little bit how her face looks, and on the other side as well. So she just looked a little happier. Let's say we didn't design too much her expression, so that's great for people who are just inventing something right now. We're not even having some kind of reference. I will still work out a little bit the chin because I find it's still a little bit too big. So I'm just adjusting the shape so it looks finer. I will make it shorter a little bit. It changed a lot, the personality this way. Here we go. So it's just something we improvised. So that's it for our character. We're getting close to the end of our session. But I'd like to know, guys, if you'd like to discover what are the next steps between this and a realistic portraits. We'd like to know how I could drive you from that kind of project to something that is more realistic. Can someone tell France to just rearrange our camera? Do I join the 3 lines to answer Jose? Yes and no. I mean, like, you can do it because it's just a project where we won't do much shading. So you can, of course, put the lines together, but actually it's more like a shading which would actually fit it. Okay, so it really depends of what you want to do. Oops, here we go. Yeah, so guys, the next steps, since you want to look about it, well, the next step to get to realistic portraits, well, as I've told you, you first need a proportion. You need to get better at eyes, at nose and mouth, and only then is the rendering. When you do the rendering, you will start working all the shapes, and that will create a rendering that looks much more realistic. And that's how you're going to create volume and bring life into your character. So any one of you, guy, would like to know how I could teach you to get to there. I have a way that can really bring you efficiently in about a month to much better portrait. If any one of you guys would like to know that, I would like to take a couple of minutes to tell you about how I teach and how I could teach you more to get to more realistic portraits. Right now we have worked something that looks more cartoony, but if you wish to get to something that is closer to a reference, I have a way to get you there. So I'm just waiting in the comments to see if anyone would like to know how I could teach you to get there. I see that I have Nigeria saying yes, Alash and yes, Mo, yes as well. Carol would like to be hearing. So I will present to you my art program. Guys, I'm glad you were there today. If some of you don't want to hear about my art program, you can go. But for the other people, I would be so excited to present it to you because it has given great results to my French-speaking student. And I'm pretty sure you could get all good as well with this. So I see a lot of people saying they want to know. So I'm going to share my screen if you let me a second. And I will present that to you. And you just let me know, guys, if you see my screen right now. Do you see my screen the right way? You let me know. If you see it, well, just to tell you, well, I have my screen here, but I have your comments here. So I'm trying to look at both. All right. So a lot of people want to know. Let me present to you the ArtGate program. Who here has the goal to draw someone they know and that it looks just like them? Is it one of your goals? Do I have other people who feel sometimes anxious or in doubt when they're drawing and you'd like to get rid of this feeling? This is something that can help you. Do you want to get good at painting, but your drawing skills are not good enough? Because I know we have a lot of painters among us. Drawing is the basics of the painting, okay? My ArtGate program focus on portrait basics first. So you'll get to know the good proportions, good positioning. Will work sometimes. You'll work sometimes, yes, on learning just theoretical, but then we'll observe references and we'll replicate references applying proportions. You'll get to learn also with the portrait fundamentals, which is a pre-recorded module. You'll get how to draw good eyes, how to draw good nose, how to draw good mouth, and then three-quarter view and other things will come eventually. But you have 4 basic topics, a little bit like we have done today, but much more in details and with a lot of exercises. Those are pre-recorded. You have 4 of them in my program. But you also have something which is great, which is the technical tip series. You need to know how to use your tool. Which tool actually should you buy? What kind of kit, what kind of pencils, what kind of erasers, and how can you make good lines? How can you do great textures? Find a good photo reference. So this module, this technical module is included as well in the workshop, in the ArtGate course. And you have a live masterclass. When you get into that, when you enroll, you're invited to the live masterclass, which is actually next week. Okay. And it's next week, so it's on Saturday. And actually, what is great with that is you have 3 full hours to draw a portrait. So we'll really get into the details, the construction, and we'll have time to do some rendering, because today we just created the basics, but with a live masterclass, you have the time to go for a complete project. Does that excite you guys? I see that some people want to draw people they know from picture. Some people say they're confident to practice, they just need some help. Some people would like to draw celebrities. So yes, that's all things you can learn to do if you have a good method. Next thing you get in when you're enrolled into the program, you have feedback on your work. You can contact me to Messenger and send me your pictures, and I'm looking at it and I'm telling you, this, you should correct it. So you know exactly what you have to work first. And this is so important because you're not getting lost. You're guided, you know exactly what is your next step. So this is why there's feedback. And plus of that, you'll have the Facebook group, the student Facebook group, which is for all students that are enrolled. And you can share pictures together without judgment. So it's a good place to also work with other people and get advice and give some advice as well. You'll have the student portal and the technical support. So this is just an example of Lucille, one of my students who started working in May. And look at this, in only 1 month, she was so much better. This is another student, Lucy, and she started with that. And only 1 month later, it's this. Imagine how you could go working a little more. You see that it's dramatically improved. I'm so proud of them. So guys, do you think this is a nice program? Do you think it could bring you to the portraits you want to draw and help you in your artistic goal? Let me know how you find it. I'd like to know if you're enthusiastic. I'm personally very enthusiastic. I have a French program and an English program. I'm presenting this English program to you today, and it has given great results to other people. So I'd love to know if you think it could help you to reach your goals. I have Faye saying yes. Carwin saying yes as well. Christian wants to learn the technique to draw portraits better. Yes, absolutely. It's the basics. So guys, I like to know. Let me know if this is a good program for you. Are you curious to know more about this program and how this could really help you? What is the cost commitment, Carol? I'm coming to it. Nora finds it's an excellent program. Yes. So let's move on. Okay. So let's just have a look at what's inside of it. You've got your fundamentals, your technical tip series, your live masterclass, your feedback, the community, the portal, and the support. All right. Okay. So if you were to buy it individually, it would cost you about $700, because when I teach just 1 hour at a time, it's $40 an hour. It would cost you much more to get one thing individually. But if you buy it as the program, the price for it is $249. We are in Canadian dollars today, so it's it's really Canadian dollars. You know about it. And my special thing is that I'm going to pay the taxes for you guys because you were there in the workshop. So it's $249 included. And that's not all, because I've thought of some bonuses for you as well. First thing is how to get good at shadings and light, because you know that light is so important. So you have an extra lesson about it. Your second bonus is to get my color book, Summer Beauties. It's great to have just lines that are really created to you, so you can just work on your color. For example, if you're a painter, you can print it and use it as a transfer and then work the colors. You can work your shading, and you have this color book. All right. And the third bonus, and it's the best one, and I hope you can hear it, is you'll have 1 month of free live lessons with me on Wednesdays. So it's all Wednesdays. It's at 18 hours EST, so it's at night. If you're a little earlier because you're in BC, for example, I may think of putting this time a little later for everyone, so it's easier for you. But it's all Wednesday evenings, so we'll have live lessons together, working on some specific aspect. It could be like the hair, it could be reviewing eyes, that kind of thing. What do you think of live lessons, guys? Isn't it exciting? So this is a moment where we're in touch every week together, okay? So let me just summarize a little bit what you get with it. So you'll get all of that, the portrait fundamentals, which are four topic module pre-recorded. You can watch it at your own pace online. You have your secret technical tips, you have your live masterclass, your feedback, the community and the portal, plus you have a shading course, you have the color book, and you have the live classes for a month, which is an extra bonuses because we get ready to talk to each other live, and I can really answer a question as we are together. And the price for it is $249, and I have a special policy, which is excitement guaranteed policy. So if you change your mind in 24 hours, no problem, you just tell me. But I'm pretty sure that once you get into it, you'll be super excited. So who does like it? How does that sound for you guys? We'd like to know how you can get into the program right now. Let me know. I will tell you in a second how you can get into the program. So are you enthusiastic about it? Do you think it's a good way to get here? So Yukta asks, so I'm just making appear a button down the video, so you can just scroll down a little bit. You'll see the button appear. Let me know if you see it the right way. You can go there and make your enrollment and come back and tell me. So Joanne, same time. Yes, it's going to be on Wednesdays, the live sessions, Wednesdays at 6 p.m., but I can make them maybe 7 p.m. If I have a lot of people from British Columbia, actually, I'm asking the hour every week to my students just to make sure it works with their schedule. Depends of where they are. What happens if you miss a class? Well, everything is recorded and sent over the platform. You'll see today, you'll have the playback today. So we'll do that for every classes if you miss something. So guys, do you see the button just under the video? Tell me if you see the button. If so, you go there and you enroll and you come back to tell me it works. If I have some francophones, you can also go on the page. On the page, you'll see Français ici. You'll be able to press on Français ici and enroll. So do you have question about it, guys? I can let you know a bit more about the program and answer all the questions you might have. So the question for Joanne. So possibly once a week for an hour, starting at 7. Exactly, Joanne. You don't see the button? I just want to make sure you see the button. So for Helen, it would be better later. So I will, if you all guys become student, I will ask a survey among my students and make sure that we have a time that fits everyone, because I think people from everywhere is great. It's really great to have all that variety. So you don't see the button, anyone? So you should see it down under the video. So it's supposed to be there. Just make sure you see it the right way. Can anybody tell me if you see this? Just when would it be starting? It's this week. It's starting this week. Guys, if you don't see the button, you can type enroll in Messenger. So I'm going just to put the button again. Can you tell me if you see it right now? Because I do see it on my phone. So you have a button just under it. So under the video, you do have a button that looks like this. So you tell me if you're able to see it. So Yukta sees it. Joanne, if you want to make more classes, will you be able to do that? I'm not sure to understand, Joanne. I'm teaching the whole year. So of course, if you want to continue, you'll have the chance to do that. But you'll have at least the masterclass and at least the live sessions every week. And they are recorded if you miss anything. So guys, if you're excited about it, go to Enroll, have a look at the program. Student in French, it's the similar program, it's just translated. They had great results and they are super enthusiastic. We have a living community. And in English, we also start the community right now. So if you want to jump in, it's the right moment. Our first class would be this Wednesday. And next week on Saturday, we'd have our masterclass. Carol, where it says enroll now, Carol is just under, it's actually just under the the video, okay? So you should see it, Carol. Just under the video, if you scroll down, there's a big offer here in green. If you're on computer, it should be on the right, okay? For Silvana, who cannot attend on Wednesday, by chance, everything is recorded. So you'll have the chance to watch it again at your own pace on your computer. And that's a great thing to watch many times, actually, because you really can get everything. So Johan is back. Johan, if you're still there, you can find the button and have a look to see if it works as expected. I also have Carol, who's finding the button, I think. So I still have some people online with me. Do you have some question about this program? I will tell you the great thing about it is that you're guided for a complete month. It's intensive. It's a great summer project. Wherever you are in Canada, you'll have the chance to watch your lessons and then go somewhere in a park to work in a coffee shop. And that's a lovely summer project. So I have Leza, who just come back and who's just enrolled. So congratulations, Leza. I'm really glad you're amongst us. In a minute, you'll receive some information in Messenger, how to create your account and get started. I unfortunately cannot do two things at the same time, so it's going to be just after. I have José, who is subscribed as well. Nice to have you, José. Merci d'être avec nous. Très contente. Hélène, it was great. Thank you, Hélène. Leza, I will get a confirmation. Just went to your page. Now I'm back here. Yes, Leza, you will receive an email and in Messenger in a minute. Well, when I will go offline, I will send you all information as well. So any other question, guys? Thanks for attending. For those who want to go, that's okay. If you're still having some question about the program, I'm glad to answer it. Another great advantage of it is to be guided by a teacher who looks at your drawing. It's okay to take a course online, but if you're left alone, that's not good. That's not fun, but I'm there for you. I'm really looking at the messages. So I answer every day and you have your feedback on it. So yes, you will have a replay of this lesson today. Thanks, Shola, for listening. Thanks for doing the project and listening to the program. I'm really glad you're still there, guys. So I have, do I have other questions? So for those who are having some difficulty with money right now, I know after COVID, it's not necessarily easy. You can talk to me in Messenger. There's a possibility to set a payment plan if there's really the only way you can get in. Just talk to me in Messenger and we'll see if that's okay, all right? So let me know, guys, if you still have some question about the program. I would like to show you again how my student and we're getting good with it. So I have Christine who just enrolled. Good job, Christine. Really nice to have you in the team. You'll receive all the information in a minute. You'll be able to create your account and everything. So I just want to show you again, guys, how some of my students, they got better in only a month. That's just incredible. And, you know, being part of a community, when you're drawing, you're like, we're a team, we're a group. Everyone has its own pace, but we're going toward a goal together. And this is so motivating because we work as a team. We help each other. So we take the slowest member and we're bringing him to the front. So that's what it's so amazing. So I have also Tina asking me, if I send a link on Wednesday, yes, as you saw, Messenger is kind of my way of working. So you get links, so you're making sure not to miss anything. So you're always in the loop. Yukta, what is the latest we can enroll by? Yukta, if you're able to do it today, it's a great thing because it's the enrollment day on Sunday. So it helps a lot if I can conclude this and create the accounts and making sure you're all set before we start on Wednesday. So it's a good time to decide today. And actually, if you want to do it, just go in it right now. You know, you have my excitement guaranteed policy. So if there's any problem, you'll be able to write me another time. So I also have Silvana thinking about it. So Silvana, same thing. If you want to just jump in today, you'll have the chance to change your mind later. So I have Carol John, I enroll. That's great. So Carol, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a survey among my students to make sure that it pleased the most people, 6 or 7 p.m. EST. So this way I'll have the most people pleased. We're trying to make it democratic. So since it's the first time I have students who are a bit more in the West, so it's important to include them as well. So this is why I'm open to adjust the hours, but I'll have a survey to make sure that it's fine for everyone. So Tina, see you Wednesday at what time? I'll write you a message today, Tina. Right? So Joanne, me too, seriously thinking about it and looking for my wallet. Well, Joanne, think about yourself as well, because, you know, getting into a program, it's giving time to yourself. It's allowing you to grow and to learn new things. And that's the thing with art. It's a way for you to reconnect with yourself, with your passion, and to have moments for yourself. That's what is magic with art. So Tina says 7 p.m. would be great. We're talking in EST, Tina, let me know. That's what I understand. José, la page d'inscription est toujours à charger. Dois-je m'inquiéter? Normally, José, you would have, it would guide you through another time. So in a minute, I will just have a look to see everything is fine for you. So just let me have a look in a minute, Jose. So I think we're kind of done with the webinar. I will jump into Messenger to help people register if they need. I have Carol who is excited, which brings her to her next step. She's a makeup artist. That's a great thing. Yes, Tina. Maureen, thanks for everything. Thank you as well.